Islamic regime of Iran.
Now we move on to Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky met with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio at the Munich Security Conference to discuss Ukraine's security and the ongoing war. According to reports, Rubio emphasized that President Donald Trump wants a solution that ends the bloodshed once and for all. Zelensky also spoke with Trump's envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner ahead of the trilateral talks in Geneva. Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador Matthew Whitaker stated that China has the power to end the war by halting oil and gas purchases and cutting off technology ties with Russia. Now we welcome back retired Major General Siddha Karji. He's a senior geopolitical and strategic expert, joins us live from Jaipur. Thank you very much, Major General, for staying with us.
Thank you so much.
You know, last year it was not Marco Rubio, but I think it was J.D. Vance who was sent to Europe for the same fare. But this year they have changed and they've sent Marco Rubio instead. And also now we know that Russia is changing their delegation for the upcoming talks as well. So what's this strategy behind both countries changing their delegations, and how will this affect the talks?
First is change of delegation, going by the personalities and the subject specific per se. It is the subject which is being dealt by Marco Rubio. J.D. Vance is the vice president. He may have an overall bird's eye view of all the issues. One. Number two, Marco Rubio, he has demonstrated very astute diplomatic skills in the past. He has learned the art of saying no without saying so. So he does it very well without ruffling feathers. And because the transatlantic relationship has been subjected to lots of harsh response metrics from the USA. When J.D. Vance came last time also, he went on to use very offensive language, which has not gone down too well amongst the NATO members. And coercion and pushing people and countries in 21st century is not something which the Europeans will take, because after all, America is nothing but the big child. They themselves, they keep calling, they're the big child of Europe. And so it doesn't go down too well. So what, they are a superpower. So third and most important thing is, being a subject expert and the leader who is dealing with this Ukraine and Russia, Marco Rubio, he has the caliber and to actually listen to people. The biggest problem today, what is happening, whether it is the Central Europe or Russia-Ukraine war or the Middle East, is we stop listening to the opposite sides or the multiple relevant stakeholders. This is my take. I have found Marco Rubio, he, without compromising his status of looking after the foreign relations of a superpower, he is a good listener. He connects with people, because to find a lasting and permanent solution, one has to actually read between the line and navigate through very serious complexities. So it is he who has to actually put things in perspective and develop a roadmap, and only then things will look up. That is my take at the moment. Back to you, Asuma.
So how do you think, so also Ukraine, we saw Ukraine say that they're changing, that Russia is changing the delegation because they don't want to agree on peace or something. What's your take on that?
My take on the whole issue is that, change of delegation also creates a kind of a intrinsic, inherent depth to the organization, and negotiation creates negotiation space. Second, Russia having changed the delegation, what it means and implies is that the goalposts are binding and they cannot be changed. The goalpost, when we talk about the neutrality of Ukraine, it will not join the NATO, number one. Number two, it has to cede those 20% of land to Russia. Out here, there are more than one issue which are negotiable. I don't think Russia will agree to it, particularly the northeastern portion of Donbass. That is the one which is under occupation of Ukraine. Russia has been insisting that Ukraine has to vacate that 10% of Donbass area and cede it to Russia. So whether it happens or not, I really can't say at the moment. But that is what Russia will continue to demand. And if you look towards Odessa side, Kherson side, Russian troops are sitting just about 55, 57 kilometers away from Kherson. That they are posing a direct threat to Odessa. Odessa being the gateway port of Ukraine. If that falls in the near future, well, you can take it that this conflict will continue unending manner, and Ukraine will be absolutely under the domination of Russia. So therefore, when you look at all these aspects, what emerges is that the bottom line negotiation parameters would have been defined by Russia in order to give depth to the process of dialogue and diplomacy. The teams are being changed with new agendas. New agenda means nothing. It is the same old goalposts which have been set by Russia. Change of people may give a new kind of environment and also engage with such authorities across the borders, which may give them negotiating space. That is all that comes to my mind at the moment. And last is that seizing the, bringing the mindless conflict or the ceasefire based on as is, where is, plus neutral force to look after and enforce are some of the issues which they may have at the moment. But I don't think Putin will ever agree to surrender anything that has been captured by the Russians, and they are under the occupation of Russia.
Thank you very much, Major General, for joining us and sharing that deep insight with us on NewsX World. Now we move to Greenland. Greenland's Prime Minister Hans Fredrik Nielsen has emphasized the importance of military